is Code Pink activist and author Medea Benjamin. Medea, thank you as always for coming on.
Nice to be with you, Tyrell.
So in recent days, we've heard a lot of justifications for the assassination of Mr. Soleimani by administration officials and members of Congress even. Have any of these justifications provided a shred of evidence to back them up?
Well, we hear the Democrats saying they didn't hear it. We hear even Republicans like Mike Lee and Rand Paul saying they didn't hear it. We hear the Secretary of Defense basically saying he didn't hear it. This is BS. Absolutely BS. There was no imminent threat. And, you know, imminent means you know when it's going to happen. You know where it's going to happen. This thing of the embassies is just made up. We also know it's made up because Trump had already authorized the killing of Soleimani 7 months ago after the Iranians downed a drone. A drone meaning there was nobody on it, so nobody got killed. Yeah. He already authorized it then. So this is just part of Trump's war on Iran that started when he ripped up that agreement, when he imposed these sanctions. And Trump is a lucky guy, man, that Iran hasn't responded by attacking these 4 embassies or many other things that they had. And, you know, Trump said, we have 52 targets, including cultural sites. I'm sure the Iranians have many targets, many targets, because they've been preparing for this for almost 2 years now. But they didn't do that. And Trump, instead of saying, thank God they didn't kill any Americans, now let's sit back, let's really, you know, I'm gonna show that I'm grateful and I'm gonna start lifting some of these sanctions. He did just the opposite. He said, now we're going to impose even more sanctions. So slap, slap, slap again and again.
It is sad when you see that. And I understand Iran's kind of point of view. They've been targeted by the U.S. for destruction for quite some time now.
Let's go back to 1953.
Exactly. In your view, has the U.S. news media properly pushed back against this spin coming out of the White House, Pentagon, and intelligence community, especially in light with how much they dropped the ball with WMDs in the Bush administration?
The media should be incensed and should help to whip up this sentiment among the American people of stop manufacturing a crisis. There was no crisis until you, Donald Trump, started making up this crisis to please who knows. Was it to please the Saudis? Was it to please the Israelis? Was it to please Sheldon Adelson? Was it to please Lindsey Graham? Mike Pompeo, John Bolton, who's no longer there, who knows? But it's a manufactured crisis. There was a deal. The Europeans still want to go back to the deal. The Russians, the Chinese still want to go back to get the deal. Everybody's trying to pile on and say, you know, how can we calm this down? And it all rests on one man and how he feels when he wakes up in the morning. I mean, I don't know what it rests on, but it infuriates me that the world is on the edge, that we are on the precipice of a catastrophic war with Iran, and it all depends on what this guy feels like doing. He doesn't give a damn about international law. He doesn't give a damn about U.S. law because it is the Congress that has to authorize military attacks. He doesn't give a damn about Iraqi law because he's violating their law using their land to do this. He doesn't care about anything about except what is good for Donald Trump.
And that's the sad state of affairs that we're in. And I want to ask you, you've been at this game for